is up, everybody? Welcome to another episode of Hey, it's the NFL Guys podcast, where we are going to recap Week 5 in the NFL. But before we get started, I just want to talk a little bit about fantasy hockey. I don't think I'm going to do too much about it, talking about it on here in the podcast, but I did 8 teams. I did my final 2 team drafts last night before bed. So, two of the teams that I did have, I drafted number 1, which was awesome. There was a couple of them where I drafted, I think 7. I drafted 8. I had 2 of them that was drafted 10th, which sucked. But still, I ended up with some good players, and I had the 10th pick, and I had the first pick in the second round. So I ended up getting Sidney Crosby, which is awesome because he's on the injured list right now. But there's rumors that he was supposed to be out 4 to 6 weeks, but he might be back in a week and a half, which is crazy. And a lot of people didn't touch him. And I'm like, Sidney Crosby, he's awesome. I'm going to take him. And I also got some of my Blackhawks on my team. I got Fleury, I got Patrick Kane, I got Jonathan Toews, I got Kublik. Here are some of the team names I went with, and some of them I put in former or current Chicago Blackhawks players' names in my nickname fantasy teams. So on my Yahoo Fantasy Hockey, I have a team called the Blackhawk Brawlers. And the second team is Fist of Flurry of Flakes. My ESPN teams is the Chicago Crushers, Don't Tongue My Taze, Probert Punishers, Don't DeBrink That Crap, Belfour Bombers, and the Rolling Ronick. So I'm hoping, fingers crossed, I have a good fantasy year. I hopefully have a good fantasy year. Hockey starts tonight with a few games on the slot. But anyway, we are going to get to the week 5 recap. And like always, on every week, I always like to check in with my really good friend, Jimmy Baba Ganoush. Jimmy Baba Ganoush, it was a crazy week. How did you do on your fantasy teams?
Right now, even I don't want to talk about this shit.
Okay, well, looks like Jimmy Baba Ganoush really had another bad week. I totally understand it with all the injured players. Maybe you get better luck in week 6. So anyway, on my picks, I got the Seahawks game right. I got the Falcon game right. I got the Patriots. I picked the Vikings. I got that right. I got the Bucks right. I got the Packers right. I got the Steelers right. The Bears. Not the Browns. The Chargers. Cowboys, Cardinals, Bills, and Ravens. And the teams I got wrong was the Panthers, the actual Eagles one. I picked the Saints, and Washington won. And I picked the Jaguars as my upset pick of the week, and the Titans won. So I actually went 13-3. That might be the best record so far this year, which is awesome. So I'm officially, for the year, coming out of week 5, I am 39-25, which is really awesome. And then now the 3 players I picked that would shine in fantasy football, where at least I predict how many points. I picked a quarterback, a running back, or a wide receiver, and have to come in within 5 points of what they scored, what I predicted and what they scored. So the quarterback this week, I picked Taylor Heineke. He scored 23 points. Or actually, no, I take that back. I'm sorry. I predicted he would get 23 fantasy points, and he only had 9, so I missed it by 14. The wide receiver I went with was Devonte Smith. I predicted he was going to have 26 fantasy points, and he ended up with 14, so I missed it by 12. And then the running back, I picked Ezekiel Elliott. I predicted he was going to have 30 points, and he ended up with 25. So I got one right finally. I went within 5 points of what I predicted. So I finally predicted a player in fantasy right for this week. 3 bold predictions. At number 3, I picked Richard Sherman was going to have a interception, run back touchdown, and I'm pretty sure that didn't happen. I predicted Jalen Hurts was going to have 300 and plus yards and 3 touchdowns. Well, that didn't happen. He had 198 no touchdowns. And I predicted Mike Davis was going to go off, which I am really shocked he didn't against the Jets. I predicted he was going to have 125 yards or over and 2 touchdowns. Well, he only had 53 yards and 1 touchdown. So that didn't happen. So anyway, let's get to the Week 5 recap of the NFL, where we are going to talk about the scores and some of the player stats for that game. So we've got the Thursday night game, which hosted the LA Rams against the Seattle Seahawks. The Rams pulled out a win, 26-17. Darrell Henderson had 17 carries for 82 yards and a touchdown. Robert Woods, monster game, 12 catches for 150 yards. Russell Wilson went for 11 for 16, 152 yards, 1 touchdown. Geno Smith came in and actually didn't look too bad for somebody who hasn't played in a long time. He went 10 for 17 for 131 yards and 1 touchdown. And Russell Wilson left this game because, oh my God, I was watching this game. And as he was making the pass, somebody hit his hand and his whole finger just went and went the other way. Like, it was so like, oh my God, it was gross. So now originally they said he was going to probably miss like 6 to 8 weeks. Like, it was a bad injury for his finger. But now rumors are saying, I think it was Ian Rappaport or it was Adam Schefter was saying that Russell Wilson's probably going to be back in 3 to 4 weeks. So that's awesome for me because I was like, oh great, I only had 9 fantasy points for him. So I was like, oh God, I'm gonna get screwed this week. Thank you, dude, for hitting Russell Wilson's finger and screwing it up. Ugh. And next we have the early morning Sunday London game. Yep, where we had the Falcons pulled out the win, 27-20, and the Jets came back almost. I was watching this game for a little bit. Matt Ryan, is anyone not talking about Matt Ryan? Like, he's having a pretty decent year, even if the record isn't showing it. 33 for 45, 342, and 2 touchdowns? Unbelievable. Not too much to talk about the Jets. Ty Johnson scored his first touchdown of the year. He had 4 carries for 12 yards and 1 touchdown. But, yeah, I'm just thinking, I'm like, how is Matt Ryan still available in a lot of these fantasy football teams? I'm like, well, I'm going to pick him up. I dropped Justin Fields. I dropped Joe Burrow is my backup because Joe Burrow, I don't know what the status with him with his injury. So I'm like, man, I'm going to pick up Matt Ryan in this in one of my leagues. The Patriots, wow. They pulled out a close game, 25-22 over the Houston Texans. Texans was ahead in this game. I couldn't believe it. Like, Texans was playing so good against New England. It was unbelievable. I'm like, okay, this might be the biggest upset of the year if the Texans pull this off. But somehow the Patriots came through. Mac Jones, he had a really good game. 23 for 30, 231 yards and 1 touchdown. David Mills is playing really good. Like, I think on one of my teams, or maybe it was the one where I was going to get Matt Ryan, I was thinking about getting David Mills as a backup when, my quarterback's on a bye. He went 21 for 29, 312 yards and 3 touchdowns. Wow. I think the reason why I didn't go with David Mills because I was going to pick him up on the same team I have Josh Allen in week 7. So in week 7, I looked who the Texans are playing, and I think I'm not 100% sure, but I think it was the Arizona Cardinals that they're playing in week 7. And I'm like, yeah, I'm not going with David Mills, and I'm not saying that Arizona has the best defense, but the way the Cardinals are playing, I'm like, I don't know. I don't think the Texans' offense is going to have much to really be excited about. The Vikings, oh my God, this game. Let me tell you something real quick. This week was the craziest week I've probably ever seen in not fantasy football, but maybe in fantasy football too, in regular football, where there were so many games, there were so many field goal kickers, missing extra points, missing field goals, left or right. The Octabox on NFL Red Zone was crazy. They had 4 games in the Octabox that they were showing, and they would go to the game. But it was like the Vikings and Lions. It was the Texans and the Patriots. It was like, oh my God, look at all these close games. I did a video on my TikTok, which you can follow me. Hey, it's the NFL guy. It's hey_it's_guy_ it's NFL _guy. I think that's how it. Hey, it's the NFL guy. But anyway, oh my God, the Vikings. The Lions went ahead in this game with a touchdown with 32 seconds left, and they even got the 2-point conversion. And Lions fans everywhere were like,
"We won, yeah."
Yep, they were like, and I said that. I'm like, holy Jesus, the fucking Lions won their first game. Oh my God, against the Vikings. Like, my TikTok video was like crazy. I don't think I uploaded it on my YouTube, but you can find it on my TikTok page, and I was just like, oh my God. But then Greg Joseph, like, Kirk Cousins went down there, and Adam Thielen had a big catch, and they got into field goal range. And the Vikings came back and kicked a field goal and won the game. And the Lions fans everywhere were like, God fucking damn it! Oh my God. Unbelievable game. Unbelievable. I couldn't believe it. I really thought the Lions was going to win their first game. Kirk Cousins, 25 for 34, 275, 1 touchdown. Alexander Madison, 113 yards on 25 carries. And let me tell you about this. Oh my God, does it pay off to get up like 7 a.m. on 8 a.m., between 7 to 8 a.m. on Sunday morning, flipping on ESPN, checking the ESPN NFL news, checking a bunch of sites. There was like, when Stephanie Bell was talking about it on the Fantasy Focus Now, she was like, Dalvin Cook is borderline playing, not playing. And I'm like, oh my God. The way it seemed like he wasn't, like, Dalvin Cook wasn't going to go. So I went on ESPN. I don't think I picked him up on Yahoo. I think I did. I don't remember. But anyway, I picked up Alexander Madison probably out of 11 teams. I picked him up almost on 7 or 8 teams. I think I dropped, who did I drop? I think I dropped, like, Sterling Shepard or, I can't remember, but it was anything big. It wasn't anything big where it's like, okay, I can go back and out and get that guy, or drop the defense and stuff and everything. And I got him before anybody else did. And what happened with Alexander Madison? He scored 26 fantasy points, I believe. And I tell you what, having Alexander Madison on my team helped so much and gave me so much wins this week. I finally had a great week in fantasy football. It was awesome. Justin Jefferson, 7 catches for 124 yards. And for the Lions, not too much to talk about there. Jared Goff, 21 for 35, 203 yards. And I just I don't know who the Lions are going to beat this year. Who's going to be the opponent where the Lions get their first win? I have no idea. Talk about close games. Oh my God, the Eagles pull off the win, 21-18. Jalen Hurts, 22 for 37, 198. Devonte Adams, wrong Devonte. Devonte Smith, 7 catches for 77 yards. Sam Darnold, 21 for 37, 177, 1 touchdowns, and 3 big interceptions. Oh my God. Sam Darnold was playing so good. Now I just feel like we're getting bad Jets Sam Darnold. So I don't know what's going on with Carolina. I mean, Carolina was playing so good. Now they're faltering. They got to get Christian McCaffrey back this week. I need Christian McCaffrey back. I actually pulled a trade off with one of my friends. I'm trying to see if he'll take McCaffrey and I would get Derrick Henry. I don't know. Like, I don't want to talk about my fantasy football league, but I'll get to that later. And I'm just like, I am really fucking pissed. The Saints pull off a win, 33-22. Jameson Winston, oh my God. Like, I don't know what's going on with him. Are we getting good Jameson Winston? Because I'm picking him up on one of my leagues as my backup. 15 for 30, 279, 4 touchdowns. Alvin Kamara, 16 carries for 71 yards and a touchdown. Marquez Callaway, how about him? 4 catches for 85 yards and 2 touchdowns. And I had Marquez Callaway back earlier in the year. Now they're officially throwing it to him because who knows when Michael Thomas is going to come back. Is Michael Thomas coming back this week or next? I think he's coming back in week 7, but we'll see. When we'll talk about the NFL picks tomorrow, maybe I'll talk about like more injury news going into week 6 of the NFL, but we'll get to that tomorrow. Trevor Lawrence, not a bad game. 23 Or no, woo, I'm jumping ahead, ladies and gentlemen. You're probably like, you stupid motherfucker. Trevor Lawrence doesn't play for Washington. Tyler Heineke went 20 for 41, 248, 2 interceptions. Antonio Gibson, 20 carries for 60 yards, 2 touchdowns. A very quiet day by Terry McLaurin, 4 catches for 46 yards. Didn't really get a lot of fancy points from Terry McLaurin. And Antonio Gibson was questionable, and I guess he did go. I guess I could have started him. Here we go. We're getting to the Titans and Jaguars game. The Titans defeat the Jaguars 37-19. Derrick Henry, huge freaking game. 29 carries, 130 yards, 3 touchdowns. Trevor Lawrence, here we go. Trevor Lawrence had 23 for 33, 273, 1 touchdown. James Robinson, a really big game, 18 carries for 149 and 1 touchdown. And officially the Jaguars are still without a win, just like the Lions. If the Lions play the Jaguars this year, who's going to win out of that matchup? I don't know if they play this year, but I hope they do. That'll be a fun game to watch. The Buccaneers, well, this game was over pretty quick. The Buccaneers destroy the Dolphins 45-17. And let me tell you, Tom Brady might have had the best game of his career. 30 for 41, 411 yards, 5 touchdowns.
Holy shit!
Antonio Brown, 7 catches for 124 yards, 2 touchdowns. Mike Evans, 6 catches, 113 yards, 2 touchdowns. I mean, this Bucs offense is just ridiculous. You know, a lot of people is talking about Arizona. You got to put Chargers in the mix. Tampa, maybe the Rams a little bit. They're borderline there. But, oh my God, Tom Brady, He still amazes me what he does. Jacoby Brissette, 27 for 39, 275, and 2 touchdowns. You know, Jacoby Brissette is not a bad pickup if you need a backup quarterback. If you have Russell Wilson out, if you have, let's say for some reason you have, I don't know, Tua out, you need a solid backup because buys are happening this week. The first teams are going on buys, and it's already taken effect on me, but we're going to talk about that tomorrow. especially for Alvin Kamara's on a bye this weekend. Myles Gaskin, 10 catches for 74 yards, 2 touchdowns. And yeah, Tua should be coming back pretty soon. But I like what Jacoby Brissette is bringing. So it's like, do they go back to Tua? Do they keep Jacoby? I don't know. The Bucs is rolling. They're playing the Eagles this Thursday night, which I probably won't see because I'll be going to Halloween Kills, which I'm so fucking excited. You have no idea. I'm already creaming in my pants thinking about going Thursday night. So yeah, Bucs are definitely freaking rolling. The Chargers defeated the Browns. Let me make sure this is yes, we're going to go with this one. Yep, Chargers defeated the Browns 47-42, another close game. Justin Herbert, oh my God, 26 for 43, 398, 4 touchdowns. Austin Eckler, 17 carries, 66 yards, 2 touchdowns. Mike Williams, Mike Williams, where the fuck were you last week? This week blows up, 8 catches for 165 yards and 2 touchdowns. Oh my God. Mike Williams. I could have won on 2 teams last week if Mike Williams would have blown up like he did this week. Shake and bake, Baker Mayfield, 23 for 32, 305, 2 touchdowns. Nick Chubb's 21 carries, 161 yards and a touchdown. Kareem Hunt, 12 carries for 61 yards and 2 touchdowns. And hey, how about David Njoku? 7 catches for 149 and 1 touchdown. He finally woke up. It's nice to see Baker Mayfield finally throw some passes at him. The Cowboys, oh my God, they are rolling big time. Did I already say they won? Yeah, 44-20. Sorry. Dak Prescott, huge game from him. 22 for 32, 302 yards, and 3 touchdowns. Ezekiel Elliott, 21 carries, 110 yards, and 1 touchdown. CeeDee Lamb, 4 catches for 84 yards and 1 touchdown. The Giants is just, they are just diminished big time. Daniel Jones got hurt. Mike Glennon came in, the former Chicago Bear quarterback. Oh my God, how is he still in the league? 16 for 25, 196 and 1 touchdown. Saquon Barkley, 2 carries for 9 yards. And you would probably think, he's going to be on, Saquon's going to be in, hey, it's the NFL Guys podcast. The player who should have stayed in bed and had some extra bacon and eggs. But no, Saquon got hurt, and oh my God, you should have seen his ankle. His ankle swelled up like a volleyball. Kadarius Toney, what about him? 10 catches for 189 yards? Wow! And Matthew Berry is saying he could be the hottest pickup this week. But the only reason why Kadarius Toney is a hot pickup, because they don't have anybody receivers. Darius Slayton's hurt. Sterling Shepard's hurt. Of course, Tony's gonna blow up. They gotta throw it to somebody, and obviously it's Kadarius Toney. You watch when those receivers come back, like Darius Slayton and Sterling Shepard. Watch Kadarius Toney get 1 catch for 5 yards or something. People be like, wait a minute. I thought Matthew Berry said he was going to be the hottest pickup this week and I should play him and he was going to blow up in fantasy. Nope, that's not the case. The Cardinals defeated the 49ers, which was a really low score game, 17-10. 49ers offense just not there. Kyler Murray, 22 for 31, 239 and a touchdown. DeAndre Hopkins, 6 catches for 87 yards and a touchdown. Trey Lance, 15 for 29, 192, 16 carries and 89 yards. Also for him, his first NFL start. It was just the offense is hurting too. No Elijah Moore. He's still hurt. George Kittle's hurt. It's oh my God. This has to be the year where I've seen so much injuries in so many weeks. From defensive guys, from offensive line guys, to receivers, to running backs, to quarterbacks, to the water boy, to the cheerleader with one leg on the sideline that's injured. It is unbelievable. Everybody getting hurt. It is just insane. Oh boy, this game. Oh my gosh. I was watching this game. I think this was a 1 o'clock game, and I was watching this game before the Bears came on at 4:05. I got to watch NFL Red Zone in the morning or in the afternoon, the 1 o'clock games. And, boy, was this a battle in Cincinnati. The Packers pull off a win 25-22.
Whoa, that was close.
Yeah, exactly. It was a close game. I was like, come on, Bengals, you can beat the Packers. Aaron Rodgers, 27 for 39, 344 yards and 2 touchdowns. Aaron Jones, 114 carries. 114 carries. 114 carries for 1,500 yards. Oh, my God. Sorry, let me say that again. Let me back it up. Aaron Rodgers, the Packers win close. Okay, Aaron Jones, 14 carries for 103 yards. There we go. Devonte Adams, oh my God. Like, what was crazy? The announcers were saying the way Devonte Adams is playing in this game right now, he's on pace for 400 yards. Well, he was 200 yards short of that. He had 11 catches for 206 yards and a touchdown. Oh my God. Like, seriously. Where's Robert Tonyan? Where has he been all year? I'm done. I said I'm going to give Robert Tonyan like 1 more week or 2 more weeks, and I'm like, he's off my fantasy team. Like, I'm done with him. He should be blowing up, and Rodgers isn't throwing to him. I don't know what the deal is. He is not performing like he did last year, and I just fucking know it. I'm going to drop him this week. Somebody's going to pick him up, and Robert Tonyan is going to have 12 catches for 130 yards and 2 touchdowns and like 29 fantasy points. And the laptop is going out to the window because I'm just like, oh my God, what the fuck? Where have you been all year? Joe Burrow, 26 for 38, 281, 2 touchdowns. Jamar Chase, oh my God. The doubters can shut their mouth because he can catch 6 catches for 159 yards and 1 touchdown. Joe Burrow, after the game, was rushed to the hospital with a throat contusion. I think he's okay. I think he's going to play Sunday unless they're on a bye. I can't remember if Cincinnati's on a bye, but yes, definitely. Hopefully Joe Burrow will be okay. The Steelers pull this game out 27-19, which is in a crazy game. I saw this game. Oh my God, the highlights. The Broncos had a chance to score a touchdown and go for 2 and tie this game up, but no, it didn't happen. I think it was batted down or was incomplete in the end zone. But anyway, Big Ben, really nice game, 15 for 25, 253 yards and 2 touchdowns. Najee Harris, 23 carries for 122 yards and a touchdown. Finally, Chase Claypool woke up. He had 5 catches for 130 yards and 1 touchdown. Teddy Bridgewater went 24 for 38, 288, 2 touchdowns. Courtland Sutton, really good game, 7 catches for 120 yards and 1 touchdown. And yes, the Broncos should have made that touchdown in the end zone. This game could have went overtime. Excuse me. It would have been really interesting to see what would have happened if the Steelers would have won this game in overtime. And now, how about my...
The Bears.
The Bears.
And how about my Bears? 2-game winning streak. 2-game winning streak. We beat the Lions. We beat the Raiders. And Bears fans everywhere are saying...
Defense came through. Defense played their part. We are going to the Super Bowl, baby.
Whoa, 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 whoa. 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 Hold up, ladies and gentlemen. Hold up. Yes, I know we beat the Lions, We beat the Raiders. But let's just pump the brakes a little bit. Justin Fields, 12 for 20, 111 yards and 1 touchdown. Khalil Herbert, rookie from Virginia Tech, best game of his career, 18 carries for 75 yards. Damian Williams, 16 carries for 64 yards and a touchdown. Not too much on the Raiders side, 22 for 35, 206 yards. And Josh Jacobs, 15 carries for 48 yards and 1 touchdown. And I don't know if I even want to touch that John Gruden news. Like, that is messed up. That is so fucked up. More up this morning. Like, he is done. Like, he is not going to coach NFL. He's not going to coach, like, college. He's not going to coach high school. He's not going to coach Jimmy Backbone's Pee-wee St. Petersburg Pee-wee football team on the 26th Street field. Gruden, it's like he's just done. He is done with NFL. He might as well just start an OnlyFans. He might just, I don't know, be on the street corner with a sign saying, hey, I fucked up, give me money. Or he's going to have to be doing a podcast for money. I don't know. I have no idea what John Gruden's going to do. But it is a messed up situation. It is so messed up. Hey, we going on to the Bills. Why did I talk in the Southern accent? Well, next we're going to talk about the Buffalo Bills and the Kansas City Chiefs. The Buffalo Bills beat the Chiefs 38-20, and we had a rain delay. Not a rain delay. I think it was more of a thunder lightning delay, because I was listening to my White Sox on a sports app through my headphones while I was watching the Buffalo Bills and Chiefs game. But yeah, they were delayed for an hour because of thunder and lightning. But when they resume, I mean, the Bills, I'm telling you what, man. I picked the Chiefs and Tampa Bay to repeat to be the same teams in the NFL. Something's wrong with the Chiefs. What that is, I don't know. Like, I could not answer. I don't know if the Chiefs are going to start getting hot. But I will have to say the two hottest teams in the AFC right now is the Chargers and the Bills. The Bills, oh my God. Like, this is... you know what? I like... Being a football fan since probably 88, maybe 87. I remember watching my Bears, Walter Payton, Neil Anderson, Jim Harbaugh. I think Walter Payton was still there when I was little. But still, it was just like watching those Super Bowl with the Bills and how they screwed up. I am pulling for the Bills. Like, I would love to see the curse get broken and the Bills to win the Super Bowl. They are my dark horse favorite in the Super Bowl. Bills and Packers, with the Bills beating the Packers in the Super Bowl. So I'm hoping, come on, Buffalo Bills, Josh Allen. Who's going to get the MVP this year? I mean, it is like Kyler Murray, it's Justin Herbert, it's Josh Allen, Lamar Jackson's in that mix, Tom Brady. It is unbelievable the names who are considered for MVP in the NFL. Josh Allen, 15 for 26, 315, 3 touchdowns. He even had 11 carries, 59 yards, and 1 touchdown, and a huge leap over the Kansas City Chiefs defender. Oh my God. Dawson Knox just keeps performing. Like, if you don't have if Dawson Knox is in your lineup, or not in your lineup, but in your free agent, go get Dawson Knox. Drop Robert Tonyan, drop Austin Hooper, drop O.J. Howard, drop not Dallas Clark. I was thinking of Jack Doyle, sorry. Drop him, pick up Dawson Knox. 117 on 3 catches, a touchdown. Patrick Mahomes, 33 for 54, 272, 2 touchdowns, 2 interceptions. Tyreek Hill, 7 catches, 63 yards. And now we're going to talk. You know what? Like, I was supposed to go, like, I was just like, nah, I usually go over to my good friend Dean and Matt's house and watch Sunday Night Football, Monday Night Football. And I'm like, you know what, guys? Nah, I'm not going to come over because the Ravens going to blow out the Colts. No! The Colts were up, 22-9 in this game, I believe. Oh my God. It was the most craziest game. It was speechless, unbelievable how that Ravens offense just come together. Like, I'm just speechless. Like, I'm so speechless. Like, Lamar Jackson, Mark Andrews, and Hollywood Marquise Brown is just unbelievable. Like, they are sick. They are just having a great year. Lamar Jackson, 37 for 43, 442, 4 touchdowns, 14 carries for 62 yards. Mark Andrews, 11 catches for 147 yards and 2 touchdowns. Hollywood Marquise Brown, 9 catches for 125 yards and 2 touchdowns. Oh my God, what the hell? Like, wow. Carson Wentz, 25 for 35, 402, 2 touchdowns. Jonathan Taylor had a great game, 15 carries for 53 yards and a touchdown, 3 catches for 115 yards, or 53 yards for a touchdown, 3 catches for 115 yards and a touchdown. And it's like, I'm picking up Carson Wentz like on 2 of my teams just because Kirk Cousins, I'm dropping him and picking Wentz up. I'm like, it can't hurt. Like, the Colts are playing. Oh, who are the Colts playing? Oh, let me think. Is it the Titans? Oh my God, who are they playing? Oh my God, I just saw it today, and I'm like, you know what? I think the Colts can do it. I think the Colts can have a good offense, and I can't remember offhand anyway. But I'm picking him up on 2 of my teams. I think one of my quarterbacks is on a bye, I believe. I can't remember, or injured, and I'm just like, I think it's a team I have Russell Wilson. Oh, Sam Darnold. I dropped Sam Darnold. I'm like, you know what? I'm kind of done with Sam Darnold for a couple weeks until he gets hot again. I was like, you know what? I'm going to just throw it into car wreck Carson Wentz. And I'm like, oh God, if Carson Wentz like screws me. He had like 22 fantasy points, I think, this week. And I'm like, dude, I need him to come through this week if I'm going to start him. Like, Carson Wentz has got to have a good game. But yeah, the Ravens, you got to put the Ravens up there with a lot of the big teams with Arizona and the Bucks and the Bills. It is just like unbelievable how good this team is. And there you go, ladies and gentlemen. That is the recap of week 5. And next we are going to talk a little bit of injury news. Yep. So CEH, Clyde Elaire, he's ruled out. He was ruled out in the 3rd quarter with a knee injury. He's gonna miss a few weeks, so that hurts. My guys are so banged up. Like, I honestly, you would not believe the teams that I'm injured. I basically don't have nobody on one team. Like, I'm being god serious. Between people on buys with Alvin Kamara and the guys injured, I basically have, I think, 1 quarterback, 1 receiver, and that is it. That is unfucking believable. That means I'm going to either have to be like, suffer with this loss and keep the guys who I have, or drop everybody and go with a whole new team. And then everybody else in the league's gonna be like, but you see who he dropped? It's fucked up. Tyreek Hill, he had an unspecified knee injury. I don't know how serious that is. Also, Travis Kelce had a stinger. So I really don't know the situation yet with them. But maybe tomorrow I'll talk a little bit of injury news. And if you follow me on TikTok, I always do a video Sunday morning, talk about injury. So Saquon was ruled out with an ankle injury early on. And people who have Saquon Barkley on their team is probably so freaking pissed. His ankle blew up like a volleyball. It was so swollen. Daniel Jones left the game with a concussion. Kenny Golladay left the game with a knee issue. Oh my God, you wouldn't believe like how injured the Giants players are. They I don't know how they even have a team to put out there. It's just a mess. Taysom Hill was ruled out with a concussion. He took a real nasty hit. Juju Smith-Schuster, well, there's another player I have. He left the game with a shoulder injury, and he is officially going to miss the rest of the 2021 season. Oh my God. I'm just like, fuck me in the ass. Who else is going to fuck me over this year in fantasy football? Adam Shaheen exited early with a knee issue. So there's some of the injuries from week 5 in the NFL. Hopefully these players will get back soon or isn't hurt too bad. And next, we're going to just talk about a little bit of fantasy. Justin Herbert, 42 fantasy points. Wow, is just amazing what he did on Sunday. Chase Claypool, 19 fantasy points. Jonathan Taylor, 28 fantasy points. Mike Williams, thank you for coming through this week, but I needed you last week. 28 fantasy points. Mark Andrews, 30 fantasy points. Lamar Jackson, huge week, 41 fantasy points. Devonte Adams, 26 fantasy points. Hollywood Marquise Brown, 24 fantasy points. Derrick Henry's on another planet, 31 fantasy points. Tom Brady, 37 fantasy points. And Josh Allen, 36 fantasy points. And talk a little bit about if you go on the waiver wire, you need a receiver, you need a tight end. How about Emmanuel Sanders? He had 17 fantasy points this week. He's been playing great. Did you know that Emmanuel Sanders is just owned in 73% of leagues? Like, he is out there. If you're listening, he might be in your waiver wire free agent list. If you need a receiver, pick Emmanuel Sanders up. How about Kadarius Toney? 19 fantasy points. Only owned in 19% of fantasy leagues. And like I said, Matthew Berry's saying he's going to be the hottest pickup this week. Well, depending if Sterling Shepard's going to be out, Kenny Galladay's going to be out for a while, they've got to throw it to somebody. So Kadarius Toney could be that player. Another player, how about David Njoku? 20 fantasy points, only owned in 2% of leagues. Okay, well, this is like the only game he's finally blown up, in. If, like, give me 3 or 4 weeks of David Njoku having a great fantasy game, then I may consider picking you up. But right now, I don't know. It is just one game. All right, ladies and gentlemen, it's that last part of the podcast where we pick somebody who stood out, who had a great game in week 5. And you know what? Just because this was so unbelievable, I had to go with this. Jimmy Baba Ganoush, if you don't mind, can you hit the drum roll, please? So, for week 5 of, hey, it's the NFL player. It's the NFL player. Hey, it's the NFL guys podcast, whatever. The player of the week for, hey, it's the NFL guy is the whole Ravens offense. Like Mark Andrews, 11 catches for 147 yards. 2 touchdowns. Hollywood Marquise Brown, 9 catches for 125 yards, 2 touchdowns. Lamar Jackson, 37 for 43, 442, 4 touchdowns, 14 carries for 62 yards. That offense coming back and beating the Colts. Congratulations, Ravens offense, for being, hey, it's the NFL Guys Podcast Player of the Week. Haha, I got it right. And next, we're going to pick, that player or players, quote unquote, that maybe should have stayed in bed, maybe watch some old Watcher episodes since the new season's coming up in December. So, my player who should have stayed in bed is, the Raiders offense, only scoring 9 points. Well, they have enough time to probably sit with John Gruden and do like a Star Wars trilogy marathon or watch all the Back to the Future movies, since, that offense just wasn't there against the Bears. But yeah, only scoring 9 points against the Bears. Unbelievable. Congratulations, Raiders. Well, ladies and gentlemen, that's going to do it for me for tonight. Let's get ready for Week 6 of the NFL. Thursday night, we've got Seattle and Pittsburgh, which, oh boy. Oh, is Big Ben going to defeat a Geno Smith Seattle team? I don't know if Chris Carson's going to play. Is he going to get the ball to DK Metcalf and Tyler Lockett? I don't know. It's going to be an interesting game. Like I said, I'm going to miss this game. I'll probably get home and watch maybe the third quarter or fourth quarter, but we'll see. But yeah, should be an interesting matchup. But until tomorrow, until I do my Week 6 and get ready for the NFL Week 6, hopefully you guys have a great night. Take care, and I'll talk to you soon.
That's all, folks.